Hi guys, I'm BabaCobby. I'm back again with one of the videos that would be very interesting to you. If you like this video, please subscribe and also share with others so that they learn what I'm trying to tell others who were not aware of the times that we used to live in Zimbabwe. These are very critical issues that young people don't realize life has changed so much. When I went to school, I used to walk almost 10 kilometers to school at one of the schools because I went to several schools. The nearest school that I went to, just remember that, it is Giant Mine School. It was so close. We could go home and have a dinner at my aunt's house where we lived and go back to class at break time. So in 30 minutes time, we could go and have some food and come back to school. So that is the nearest school that I ever attended. Konmara School, which was the first school that I went to, was almost about 2-3 kilometers away in the marriage section of the compounds. So which was what we used to call marriage, because we lived in the Pechea edge. Pechea means across the river, because we had to cross the river to go and get over there. So we lived in the Pechea, which was a more of a dagger house compound. The first row of houses there was actually made by the company. It was a good row in front of the beer hall and a road in the middle leading to marriage and school, and the what we call canteen, where workers were fed. There were big pots there and to cook food. Some workers who were not married, bachelors, had to get there and have their ration of food every day before they go to work and after work. So it was built next to a compound where bachelors used to work, to live. It was called a masoja. A bachelor in common language was called a soldier, meaning that he had no focus for anything else apart from himself, possibly, but without a gun anyway. A soldier is a military person. So in this video, I'm going to show you the foods that are abundant in Zimbabwe and the ones that I yearned to go and eat, and I'll explain each and every one of them to you so that you get to know what we really missed. I mentioned Mshagauwe in one of the short videos, in the Mtowe, and on this video I'll show you the Towe and the Mshagauwe you saw it. And what else can I show you? The other is just shibage, boiled maize. It was a simple meal. So the food was healthy because it was boiled without any additives. It was simple, straightforward food. You could get a cob as lunch to school, or some kernels, boiled maize kernels in a bag or tin and take to school. So those are some of the foods that we really had to share. And on our way from school, we could walk around the bush and eat mshagauwe, which I showed you. Mshagauwe are wild berries. Apart from some that sambatsi and so on, which I had no opportunity to see at this time when I was in Zimbabwe, but you can see the ones that I saw and I got an image of. You will see it. in this video, Shagawu, and you see me eating it. The other one is the matamba is not there, but mtowe. I spoke about a mtowe tree. I was standing in front of a mtowe tree, but I didn't have it, had not had any fruit yet. So I show you a doorway. When it's one, it's a single one, it's called a doorway. When there are two, matowe, that's a plural. So I was eating one of them. It is a little bowl with segments that you split to start eating. And you get rid of the reeds. When you're eating, you just chew it like chewing gum, and they suck the juice from it. And then you spit the fibers. And when going to school, every time we went to school, there's certain issues like getting to school late, but the longest distance school, like I said, was about 10 kilometers away. Chiwosho school from Chijaka village. We walked all the way to Chiwosho school. This was very crucial, and we had to carry some food. We had to carry something like maize kernels or boiled cobs, or some maputi and ground nuts. So each one of us had a bag where you carried books, but you also had some extra food in there to take with you to school. And almost every day, the school bell always rang when we were just at the top of the last hill going down to the school. And that was a very, very tedious moment because we had to run to get into class before the teacher realized that we were late. Almost every day, because when we left home, there was no watch to tell what time it is, but we had to get to school by 8. So we just imagined time. Just realized that we had to get to school by 8 o'clock, but without any watch. So our parents, well, my aunt, I lived with my aunt there and my uncle, so, and my cousins. So the three of us, the cousins, would go to school together. And on the way, we would actually brush our teeth using the sticks. I think I once demonstrated in one of my videos that we brushed our teeth on the way to school with a certain kind of tree that you break a branch and chew one end of the stick, and then it forms a brush that you use to clean your teeth. And that is on your way to school. And the mushagawu, of course, we did not eat in the morning. It was usually in the afternoon after school when you're hungry. I was the youngest of the three of us with my cousins, so I always left school earlier. So I went with the other village children, but they dropped off at their nearer villages, and eventually I ended up walking on my own all the way to Chijaka, crossing over a few rivulets. The last one was Mtrahuku. Mtrahuku is a small river that is next to the village that I live, in Chijaka. Along this Chijaka or Mavima village, there were other villages along. It was called a line. in Shona they say Murain requires Chichaka. So we had a few of us there. Then there's Ryan Requam Makono further up. And then there's also Garikai, which was across the river, the other side. And Kwashiri was the village where my mother's mother was born, my grandmother. She was born Kwashiri. She came from the Shiri family. That is their home. And my mother actually showed me her grave in that village. So my aunt was married Wachijaka, which was close to the, and my mother only got married when she visited her aunt in Shurugwi and met my father there. So that is how life was. So going to school meant a lot. 5 days a week going to school. Saturday was a free day for us, but there was no freedom because we still had to look after cattle and goats. If it was a plowing period, we had to get a span of cattle and go and plow. In some cases, we used to get up so early, I don't know what time it was in the moonlight. It was so early, I don't know whether it was 3 a.m. or whatever time, because we never had anywhere to wait. My uncle would wake us up and then we would go. The three of us, remember, it was me, there's the current Babamkuru and the late cousin as well, and me would go to plow before we go to school. We plow in the field, then take the cattle to the crow, close them in, and then go and brush ourselves up, tidy ourselves up, and then pick our bags, and then run to school. And they remember almost 10 kilometers every day, to and from. That was a tedious job. So the foods that we ate on the way back were the lunch bags that we had with either cobs, boiled cobs, or roasted maputi, which is maize kernels mixed with some ground nuts, or boiled proper maize kernels only, just boiled without any additives, nothing added, just boiled. That was enough for a meal. And water we would drink either on the river along the way as we come from school, because there was no water tap. Even at the school, there was no water tap. So it was the old-time school period. I hope you enjoy the next video that I'm showing you the foods that we ate in the mshagawe that I told you about, and I say how we used to eat it, and the mamasi, the ants that crawled on the floor, on the ground, when we, especially in the fields, walking along the paths. They would annoy us getting on the bare feet without shoes. So in most cases, my mother would say, "Hey, Urisimbe," meaning I'm lazy, because they were always complaining about mamas, the ants, just crawling over my feet. They were very annoying. Whereas my cousins were used to it because they had lived in the village earlier than me, so it wasn't a problem to them. Their feet would hardened up, and there were some kind of thorns that they could walk over, but I could not. They would try and walk on. It took some time for my feet to get used to it, but I did catch up. So that was life in the village in Churumanzu, in a village called Chijaka. The village is still there. My eldest cousin is still there. I had him last Christmas. His last Christmas at our home in Kwekwe. We had a village, a neighborhood Christmas party, and most of the people came, and they came all the way from Churumanzu with his wife. And we had a big get together for Christmas. So carry on and watch the rest of the video, and remember to subscribe and share. These are ground nuts and boiled maize or roasted ones, and the mice or rats are eaten some places in Zimbabwe. And this is a doorway or doorway. When it's one, it's doorway. You just split the segments and eat. That's the Zimbabwean fruits. Well, the tree behind me is mtowe. I think I've shown you one of my toes in one of my videos. I'll get a picture for some of you who have not seen it. Thank you. I'm BabaCobby. And here is maputi and the ground nuts roasted together or fried together. And the boiled maize cob. And manure, which is watermelon. These are white berries called mhlagauwe. We used to eat these on our way to and from school. You see, I'm eating them. It's an African berries called mhlagauwe. I'm eating them. You see, mhlagauwe is one of the berries that we used to eat on the way from school, apart from others like tsambatsi and also matamba. Those are African wild fruits that we used to eat from school. Nowadays, the children have to have money to go and buy some bread or drink or something like that. We never had drinks, and we never carried any bottles of water. We only carried what we call mangai, which is maize kernels, boiled maize kernels. Simple, just boiled. They were quite adequate for us. That is African tradition. You see, mhlagauwe is abundant here. Some more mhlagauwe. That's how Africans lived during my time, before modern technology took over. Thank you for watching. I'm BabaCobby. You see, mshagawe is one of the berries that we used to eat on the way from school, apart from others like tsambatsi and also matamba. Those are African wild fruits that we used to eat from school. Nowadays, the children have to have money to go and buy some bread or drink or something like that. We never had drinks, and we never carried any bottles of water. We only carried what we call mangai, which is maize kernels, boiled maize kernels. Simple, just boiled. They were quite adequate for us. That is African tradition. You see, Shagawa is abundant here. Some more Shagawa. That's how Africans lived during my time, before modern technology took over. Thank you for watching. I'm BabaCobby.